coming very close to our price target of $3,300 per ETH. This is substantially above the previous support flipped resistance line that we have been waiting to get back above for the last like 6 months or so. And here today, we have decisively broken above it and hopefully can continue this uptrend. Ideally, where I've been aiming for us to get to is right to that $3,300 area, which is about $50 away right now. If we can get there, hold it for a couple of days, I think that we are in clear blast off to get back to all-time highs for Ethereum, which should get all of you guys very excited because there are many different things that are happening in crypto right now as well, including a Coinbase X Base announcement that will be coming up here in the matter of the next few hours. We also have an update from yesterday's live stream. The Rizzy agent just finished the pre-sale and it is completing right now. So I'm gonna go see if they have launched the token live yet or if it's still in some sort of a pre-launch phase. It looks like it's live. So Rizzy looks to be live right now. The same AI agent that we were that we bid on yesterday on Creator Bid. So let's go see it. Yes, it is. It's up 400% to a $16 million market cap. And that is one crazy spike. That is because of the agent algo snipe that happened. It just sniped it straight up and somebody took profits. And now it's back up and somebody's taking profits again. It is at a $6.4 million market cap right now. This is Rizzy from yesterday's live stream. We got in the pre-sale at $100,000 FDV, and it's currently 6.5 million FDV. So a quick little, what is that? 64X. Oh, now it's going down again. So we'll see what ends up actually happening. But good morning, Zaj. Good morning, David. Good morning, person whose name I shall not say on the live stream for fear of mispronunciation. Happy to have you guys in here. Appreciate you guys being with me. We have a lot of things we're going to talk about, including CPI and PPI and Fed futures, and where I think, how quickly I think the market will get to all-time highs, including Ethereum above $5,000. So please pay attention. It's going to be a good live stream for sure. I'm going to be attentively watching this Rizzy token here for a minute. As I let everyone trickle in and say hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Let's go see how many tokens I ended up getting because I genuinely have no idea. I don't think they're in my wallet right now, which means I must import a new token. We shall right click, paste the CA in there. Custom tokens, select a network. This was on base. Let's paste the CA. Let's see how many tokens I ended up getting. Import. I don't even see it. I see 0, so that's cool. I hope that's true. I'd love if I got 0 tokens. That'd be lit. No, it wouldn't be. Where's my Ethereum? Where's my ETH? What the hell? No, I don't know what's going on yet, but I'll try and figure it out right now. Curated sale was oversubscribed by 1200%. Holy shit. Max order, token price, completed. Have you guys claimed your, did any of you guys even get into Rizzy? Did any of you guys choose to subscribe to it? It's kind of crazy that you can see straight through my hair right here, all the way to the light. That's kind of wild. What's good, Stephen L? What is good? Let's zoom in. No, I want to figure out this Rizzy thing first because it's like 500 bucks and not that it's like going to make or break anything. I just am not super interested in losing 500 bucks. So let's figure out what's good here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you have to go to curated launches on the user dashboard and hit claim. And then it says token is missing. Not really sure what that means. Crypto's hard. It is indeed. You did not. Got it. Gotcha, gotcha. There's already been a lot of revenue generated. It's only been live for about 5 minutes, and it's already generated 2.5 ETH, aka $8.3 thousand, aka like 12 grand if you see ETH as a $5,000 coin, which I do. I'll go ahead and just refresh the page. Maybe that'll help with something. There we go. Cool. All right, claim. So I ended up, I bid 0.1777 and I got 5,800 or 58,000 RISI. And there is a JEET penalty. If you transfer your Conviction Vault tokens within 30 days, you'll lose your eligibility for the Conviction airdrop and have your account downgraded, reducing future benefits. If you become a JEET, you will remain 1 until 5 curated sales have successfully launched. God damn. There's 4.2 million RISI, which will be distributed to early stakers. Well, shit. I don't want to do that. I want my money though. 30 days you have to hold on to the RISI token, otherwise you will be penalized. Penalized. Let's see what it's 22 cents right now. So what does the math on that look like? Let's open up a calculator. I guess I could probably show you guys now if you wanted to, but 58,000 times 0.22 equals, oh, what? So I put 500 bucks into the sale yesterday on the live stream, and currently speaking, it's worth 12,760. So that might be worth the JEET penalty. That is a pretty outstanding return for a curated launch. The question is, do we believe as a community here that I wish I'd paid closer attention. God damn, it was up at 80 cents per token there for a minute. If I wasn't going live and I could just immediately get in and get out on that 80 cents for 58,000 tokens, would have been a beautiful return there. And I think it would have been well worth the penalty for selling some of those tokens early. We'll see though. I don't know. Let's put it to a vote. Do I just hang on to all of those tokens and not risk the future penalties for the airdrops and everything in the going forward, and not being allowed to get as many tokens in the next allocation for the curated agents? Or do I just hang on tight and hold on to it? David says sell. Here's the thing though, they already have the second one lined up. Like, look at this. We had this one successfully, right? You can see right there, 58,800 ready to claim, and I claimed it. But then we have well, that's because I'm level 6. I was level 7 when it was going on, but then they just downgraded me for some reason. But if you go look at the curated launches, they already have the next one coming up, Yuki, which is looking like it's got the same level of demand as the other one. And especially when word spreads that people just turned 500 bucks into 10 grand, like that's gonna get a lot of people going on. That's gonna get a lot of attention. So this next one has the chance to push it even further, especially since it might end up going live by the end of this week, right? And I'm under the impression that Ethereum is going to be higher at the end of this week than it is here today. So the market might even be in a better position when it comes time to launch the next one. We got that classic pop, drop, and lock it here, locking it in at a $3 million market cap, aka a 30x from when we got in on it. But the math doesn't come out to be a 30x. The math comes out a lot less than a 30x actually, because it's no longer, I'm sorry I'm doing math right now, guys, but 17 cents now. So divide it by 0.22 equals times 0.17 equals, so it's worth 10 grand right now. Divide this out by, I think it was like 520 bucks or something like that put into it. You get an 18, almost a 19x on that pre-sale. Is this doing anything to the bid price though? That's what I really want to know. The bid price up 2.6% today, so not really. This chart's looking gorgeous, guys. Creator bid is looking gorgeous. Look at that. This is just like what was happening with Bitcoin, right? Right when it started finally breaking out. There's only so long that things in crypto will remain just knocking on a door of resistance like that before it finally does just break out and move higher. So Creator Bid being a $30 million market cap, Virtuals, its main competitor, being over $1 billion in market cap, this like Creator Bid's gonna quickly do a 10x from here. I think it quickly ascends up to be worth $1, especially when word gets out that the curated launches are going so well, because one of the main criticisms that I'm seeing of Virtuals right now is that they are not launching successful projects as much. There still are good curated launches over on Virtuals. Don't be wrong right there, but there's a lot of dilution. Don't be wrong. Don't misinterpret me. Don't get it wrong. There's still good launches going over on Virtuals, but it's so saturated that there are a lot of rug pulls. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case over here with Creator Bid. So I don't know. Do we see any? What's the take? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes. I only got one person in here who said anything, and that was David, who said sell. So pros and cons. Pros to selling. I lock in a good, like, let's just say I sell half of it, right? I grab $5 grand, $4 grand out of it. I turn 500 bucks into 4 grand. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The con is that I don't get the airdrop. The airdrop's probably going to be pretty sizable considering there's not a lot of people in this ecosystem. I also screw myself for future launches. Like, part of the reason why I got such a good allo into this is because I was level 7. I'm slowly going down. I'm level 6 right now. If I sell, I'm pretty sure they ding you a whole level, which means I'd be down to level 5, which is still not terrible, but it does hurt the future launches. Cons of not selling is that I sit here and watch as it slowly goes down to be worth from 10 grand down to 8 grand, down to 5 grand, down to 3 grand. Or what if it goes up though? What if it goes up though? Airdrop is a bait. You're right, Zaj, you're right. The airdrop, I'm fine missing the airdrop. I truly am fine missing the airdrop. What I don't want to miss is the future launches, because I think that a lot of these launches are going to end up looking the same. Is this going to be in my vault though? Do I have to wait 2 weeks to sell? I'm going to be so sad if you have to wait 2 weeks. I agree, on paper, sell a little bit and lock in those gains. I don't want the penalty. The penalty. Take the profits, make more profits. All right. Everyone's saying sell. Everyone is pushing to sell. Here's the Jeep penalty. If you transfer tokens during a curated sale or via algorithmic sniping, your bid level will drop by 5 levels. So if I sell right now, if I sell this in the next 30 days, my bid level goes to level 0 for the next 7 launches. Holy shit. Guys, I might not sell. This feels like selling is going to be a top activity. You can have my bid level. Is selling worth 10 grand though? Is having a 0 bid level for the next few bids worth 10 grand? Some might say yes. This is not what I anticipated the live stream to be like, but this is what the live stream ends up being like. Sell and give it to the chat. All right, thank you, Beagle. Just take some profits. It's hard, but cash is cash. Cash is cash. Buy Bill. Let's go. These all won't pop off. It's a hold now. David says it's a hold. These all won't pop off. They might not all pop off, but what if they do? I still am pondering, Derek. I still am pondering. I mean, the chart looks like it's about to fall like I almost just did. But I saved myself. Is that an omen? Is that an omen? Someone's about to come in and save the chart? And Bill would say it's not DeSci, so you should just sell it. But I told him to say that. Like I programmed him to say that. Can't have a yacht party without profits. Oh man, I know. If I knew the rate at which the curated launches were going to happen, I think I'd be a lot more inclined to sell. None of you guys got into it. None of you guys are in the same predicament as I am. Y'all were just like, nah. I'm not putting money into these things. If I had 5 wallets, if I quickly go buy, if I use the money to go buy other bid and then go get into a bunch of other, I'm just kidding. Still broke from last cycle, sir. Damn it. No. Okay, let's go through some of the news. All right, let's go through some of the news and let's just avoid the topic for a moment. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go on the log chart so it looks better. Oh, it doesn't look better. Come on, baby. Someone buy. Yeah, yeah. All right, so I had several things I wanted to talk about, okay? First up, we got Zero Hedge here indicating on July 13th, so just a couple days ago, that there was record leverage shorts on Ethereum. Record shorts on Ethereum. So the most ETH that had ever been shorted in the history of Ethereum back on July 13th. So what's going on right now is a short squeeze. ETH up to 3240. And this was pretty clear what was going to happen, considering the people like Tom Lee coming on, CNBC, and all these other news stations saying, hey, Ethereum's going to be the #1 beneficiary of the Genius Act that should pass Congress. Now, the Genius Act did not pass as of yet, but that is because it didn't have anything in it that banned the use of CBDCs, and so there were people who voted no on the Genius Act, even though they want it to pass, but because it didn't ban CBDCs, then it didn't pass. But Trump sat down with them and said, the fuck? Basically, and they were like, all right, we'll pass it, just put it for a revote. So this is likely going to end up passing here very shortly, which will make the legal framework and the path forward extremely beneficiary for stablecoins. And since stablecoins, majority speaking, I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of 55% of all transactions are settled on Ethereum, stablecoins are going to boost Ethereum. People like Wall Street money is going to be rotating into Ethereum. And we've already seen that happen pretty clearly with BlackRock buying ETH. We've already seen it, that BlackRock has shifted their focus away from accumulating crazy amounts of Bitcoin and more towards accumulating crazy amounts of Ethereum. Now, BlackRock themselves are not the ones conducting these buys. It's Wall Street. Wall Street's just using BlackRock as a vehicle to accumulate. And Wall Street is accumulating Ethereum at clips that we haven't seen since back here in November, December. So that's what's causing a big spike in Ethereum's price right now. You'll also see the altcoin indicator, the Bitcoin season, alt season. We are rapidly flipping this indicator. And I just saw that Dawn in the Discord showed this, but the Bitcoin indicator is flipping quickly to alt season. We still have a long way to go. So this is just now starting to roll over and move to the upside, which is indicative of exactly what's going on right now. And if you guys remember, back when this move first started happening, I wanted to break above 3,000, obviously, but the main goal here was to get several daily closes above this support resistance line. And so far, we've now, if we close today up here, we'll have 2 daily closes above it and far above it. 3,300 is pretty far above the support line here at 311, 3,101. So this is really good. This is exactly in line with what I was expecting to take place. I think what's likely to end up happening after this is we're going to get a little bit of a choppy period, right? Just a couple days before another breakout. So I think that we'll go above 3,300 here. We'll chop around for the rest of the week maybe, and then into next week, we can start the next move up. So it is Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, I expect a little bit of just meh in the market as everyone comes to terms with how much money they just made. But simultaneously, Bitcoin dominance falling off a cliff here. I wouldn't be surprised to get somewhat of a bounce, but actually no, never mind. I wouldn't be surprised to get a bounce here, but overall, the next moving average isn't down here till 62.5% for Bitcoin dominance. So I do think we can go straight down to the 200-day moving average. Let's go, baby. You guys wanted me to sell. You guys wanted me to sell, motherfuckers. It'll be interesting, to say the least. But things are looking really, 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 really good for altcoins right now. So hopefully you guys are still in the game. I don't buy everything you shill, just the rugs. I love it, MK. Good. Keep it that way. I only invest to lose money. W done. W done. I have too much money, so I only invest to get rid of it. Oh, man. It's always the random pre-sales. It's always the random coins that you just don't really expect to go off that end up doing something. It's the ones that get super hyped up that everyone's talking about that don't end up fulfilling to that. Okay, what's up next? Well, I'll save this article for a minute. We have this post from Base. What's good, Takarid? Welcome. So Base said they posted this, and at 6 p.m., they're going to do a new conference. I believe it's in LA or somewhere out in California. I forget where it is right now, but Base is hosting a conference to release some crazy news, likely around Ethereum. My guess is that Base is going to be on Coinbase, or they'll have some crazy, I honestly have no idea. I'm sure you could find it, what people are saying about it, but I don't know. I just want to bring your attention to it, that Base is about to unlock some level of liquidity here. And that's going to be super, super beneficial to our Base bags, our based bags. It'll be interesting, to say the least. I said that multiple times already. Then we have this about Powell, Chair Powell, and then BitTensor. So let's go into actually, no, I want to read the BitTensor thing first. So Nifty here, Nifty Invest, a fellow DeSci enthusiast, a fellow KOL who supports many, many, many projects, has been one of the most outspoken bulls on Tau that I've seen, and kind of got me sucked into the Tau ecosystem, which led to CreatorBid. Remember, CreatorBid agents are in part BitTensor subnets. So Rizzy is using a BitTensor subnet. CreatorBid is likely to become a BitTensor subnet. And you go look at what he posted here yesterday, I believe, indicating that all of the BitTensor subnets are up 30+% here today, as a massive, massive liquidity injection was flushed into BitTensor ecosystem. If you go look at BitTensor itself, you'll see that it is back above $438. Remember, I was saying anything below 400 is a good buy, and then we actually went below 300 for a day, and I thought that was kind of ludicrous, but it is roaring back to life. So I think BitTensor is about to go on a run to break to new all-time highs, which would be above $770, probably above $800, which is a quick little double up from here, just about. And those BitTensor subnets are going to go bonkers, which leads me to believe that the CreatorBid ecosystem is about to go bonkers. Any news, new updates with Bill? I'll share with you guys. Yeah, I'm getting closer and closer to finishing the product, but I hit some crazy roadblocks yesterday. But I'll share with you guys all the updates towards the end of the live stream. As long as everyone likes the live stream, please like the live stream. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. I think the live viewers, you and like count is just more accurate when you're on your phone versus the computer. That makes sense. I like it. I've noticed, like, even if we go over, and I'm getting off on a tangent here, but even if we go over to YouTube and kind of look at the page, the live streams on my phone get more viewers. What was this? Ooh, yields are going nuts right now on the news of Jerome potentially getting fired here. But that investor, hey, that's me. If you go look at the live streams, like yesterday's live stream got 337 viewers. The one before that got 158 views. So we do have a strong core here of a couple hundred people that will watch the live streams even after the fact, but the live streams on my phone just get more views consistently. I've noticed it every time I travel, so it's kind of fun. Makes it more inclined that I go live, you know? What's good, Stare? Time to send Bill. Exactly. Because if the BitTensor ecosystem starts sending, then Bill sends. And Bill, we're trying to get ready to do some marketing to get everyone well aware of what's going on with Bill. It just, there's so many moving parts. But just now, a White House official says President Trump is likely going to fire Fed Chair Powell soon. The reasons a Fed chair can be fired legally are for cause, which include gross misconduct, which I believe they're trying to get him with the they're trying to get Powell with the renovation of one of the buildings and saying that he overspent on it, which is ludicrous in my opinion. Failure to perform duties, which you could argue right now, Jerome and the Federal Reserve as a whole, all board members right now are kind of gambling the future of the global economy, but at least the economy in the United States, on a hunch that tariffs are going to be inflationary when the data is indicating they're not being inflationary at all. Breach of ethical obligations. Again, we'll see what ends up coming from this. It'll be an interesting spin out either way, but right now, Wall Street's consensus, if Jerome is to get fired, is that both the currency and the bond market will collapse, which is terrible. Guys, terrible. That would not be good. Okay? Let me be clear. If the bond market collapses, that means yields go through the roof. Interest rates go through the roof. If the bond market collapses, if they're true, right? We don't know that this is actually what's going to play out, but you can reasonably assume that investors would lose confidence because they would no longer know how to read the chair of the Federal Reserve like we do with Jerome. It'd be a new person. We wouldn't understand their policy as much. We wouldn't be able to read through the lines as much on what they're actually saying versus what they mean, right? It would just cause a lot of turmoil. People might leave the dollar, which would make the dollar go down, which would be good for risk on assets and good for companies' earnings if they deal internationally. And it would cause the bond market to fall as people try and get out of US-based debt. That would make it so that interest rates go higher, which would cause a lot of turmoil, and the new chair would come in and immediately have to try and cut rates and do a lot of QE, right? Because the way that you cut rates is by buying bonds. You raise the value of bonds, but if bonds are collapsing, you have to inject a ton of liquidity into the market, right? So it would definitely cause a lot of volatility, a lot of turmoil in the market if he does get fired. His term's over in like May next year, so I say just let him ride it out. Like, what's the harm? I don't see the harm. However, that brings us to the next point here, okay? That brings us to the next point, is that right now, Jerome's not doing a great job. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's go. Let's go. I think Trump's just trying to toy with the market. I think he's just trying to use his power and threaten stuff like you would with sending a demand notice when you have lawyers and stuff. You're like, hey, I'm going to sue you for X, Y, and Z unless you back off. And he's like, you know, I'm going to fire you unless you cut interest rates. And so you go look at some of the data that's going on. And like we just saw the inflation reading come out and we saw the PPI reading come out this last week. And both of them came in really good for the most part, headlines at least. We saw inflation come in at 2.7, so within the 2% range again, right? So that was right at expected. If you kind of dig into it a little bit, you notice that what caused the inflation to not be crazy high is the car market, or the energy market, sorry. You saw energy and everything, and that's because energy has been going down a good chunk. But that's yearly. If you look at the month over month, it's actually up a good chunk. 1% is crazy. That's a really, really high reading on the 1 month, and that's just because of the Iran stuff. So that's probably not going to last. We already see in commodities and in fuel prices that's not lasting, so that's going to go away. If you look at what's dragging us down, it's the car market, new and used vehicles, and that's just because they've been coming down pretty aggressively for the last several months, and they're kind of in a bubble, but they've been in a bubble for several years, so who knows how long it's going to last. If you go look at the PPI numbers, you'll see that we actually saw a, wait, is this PPI? Yeah. Wait, I thought it came in, oh, I'm reading it upside down. Okay, sorry. June, we had total demand, 0, no inflation. Final demand, less food and energy and trade, 0, no PPI inflation. Remember, this is a leading indicator to CPI. This is how the producers, aka institutions or companies, view inflation, 0. You see a year over year of 2.3. So on the side of the economy where everything is created, we're no longer seeing that inflation. Despite all the tariff drama, despite everything that's going on, despite the shock and the war and blah, 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 inflation continues to just go down. We're seeing on trueflation, we have 1.82, which is below the 2% mandate. So inflation is done. It's cooked. We've been saying it for years. Inflation has been on this trend for a very long time. Something needs to change. And what I think the market is not yet pricing in, but what I think is going to happen is we won't get a rate cut in 14 days. That's a guarantee. We're not going to get a rate cut on the July meeting, okay? But I do think that we'll get some word of a rate cut happening in the September meeting. I think that we might get some indications that a rate cut will come in September 17th to be exact. The market right now is kind of shifting its focus. It kind of like, if you go look a week ago, there was a 30% chance that they wouldn't cut rates in the September meeting, and now it's up to 38%. So it's kind of shifting a little bit to the idea that they won't cut rates in September either. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that they do cut rates in September, all right, for what I'm about to tell you moving forward, right? I think we're going to get another set of economic data. I think we're going to get Jerome either fired or scared enough to make a change, okay? And so I think that September 17th is when we'll get the rate cuts. Now, we're gonna go back on my face for a second here. I'm gonna take a sip of our today's sponsorship of the live stream, plain water, enriched with microplastics, all right? Don't forget your microplastics, okay? Not sponsored, although it should be. What happens in the market every time really good news is on the horizon? Let me use an example. President Trump wins the election. And we have from November until Inauguration Day on January 20th, what happened? We had a glorious, super amazing bull run. We had from election time all the way until inauguration time, we had Bitcoin go up 60%, right? Election, he wins the election, the market roars to life. And literally on the day of inauguration in here, Bitcoin hits a local top, an all-time high local top, right? That's because the idea of good news is often better than the actual good news, at least in the short term. So as soon as Trump got into office and he started doing things, everyone was like, what the hell? What do you mean it's not instantly just crazy bull market? I need to get out and wait and see what he's gonna do. And obviously he tanked the market. And then we rebounded quite aggressively. And what I think ends up happening here, you can see that I drew this red dotted line on the chart. That is September 17th. That will be the rate cut decision marker where I personally believe we will get a rate cut. I think that's likely gonna be what happens. We get a rate cut September 17th, right? I believe that we are going to see the market start to price in a rate cut over these next 60 days. And I think that we will get a really aggressive bull run. I think that we'll see everything skyrocket here over the next 60 days. and then they'll cut rates. And everyone will be like, oh, hey, why is this not as fun as the anticipation of the rate cut? You guys know what I'm saying? All right? You guys understand what I'm saying? The idea of the rate cuts is going to cause the market to skyrocket. The actual rate cut will be a local top for a little bit. I don't know if it'll be forever. Well, obviously it won't be forever. I don't know if it's going to be for a year. I don't know if it'll be for a month. I have no idea. But I do think that that is where my eyes are set right now. I said the same exact thing for Inauguration Day, that as soon as Inauguration happened, we were going to get a good sell-off. I didn't think it would be anything that crazy, but I think the same thing's going to happen here. The market's going to price in rate cuts, and then they'll happen, and then the market's going to be like, wait, why are we cutting rates? Why do we have to stimulate the economy all of a sudden? You know? And then I think we'll get a big sell-off. And it correlates perfectly, guys. Okay? You want to know what was the nail in the coffin for me? It correlates perfectly to the slam dunk. It correlates exactly to the slam dunk that I was talking about. I think we're going to go up. Let me draw it. Okay? The basketball hoop I have here. I think we'll go up, have some choppiness. I think we'll go up. They'll cut rates, and we'll slam dunk into the basketball hoop. That's what I've been saying for a while now. And I think that it is lining up pretty perfectly so that we get that slam dunk on Bitcoin through the basketball hoop. Now this green box here is between 150 to 160,000. So we have a long way to go still from the 120,000 or the 119,000, excuse me, that we're at right now. We still have a lot of upside, but that's what I think is going to happen. The market's going to do a slam dunk. And it's going to be very interesting because all during that, it looks like dominance is going to keep falling. It looks like dominance is going to continue to fall. We have, let me pull up dominance on a weekly time frame and show you guys just so that everyone, oh, that's a monthly time frame, so that everyone can see what I'm seeing with dominance, okay? Pull up dominance, remove the moving averages, put up the global liquidity, realign the charts so that you can see it better. Give me the chart, thank you. Bitcoin dominance is the actual candlesticks, and the line chart here is global M2 supply. You'll see that whenever it rounds down, dominance falls. Whenever it skyrockets, dominance goes up. You'll see right now that global liquidity is starting to tick down, and it looks like dominance for Bitcoin is starting to fall, just like we talked about last month. Dominance has been following global liquidity to a T. It's kind of shocking how correlated these are without any offset. There is no offset on these. It's just dominance. The more liquidity in the system, the higher Bitcoin's share of total crypto market cap there is. What do you guys think? Let me know your opinions, please. I have rambled for several minutes here. Pythia pump hard, sold mine at 27 cents. Let's go see Pythia. Pythia. Oh my God. Oh my God. Damn, you timed the top on that thing. You did really good selling Pythia. Wait. Pythia is at 6 cents right now. It is rocketing new all-time highs with $60 million market cap. This, I have to be honest, I fumbled the hell out of this one. I watched Pythia for so long, never got into it. It skyrocketed from 1 penny up to 6 cents really quickly. So Pythia being a DeSci AI robotics thing, they implanted a chip into a rat's brain, and it's doing really fucking good for some reason. If I was Powell, I would raise interest rates the amount of insult he got from Sorry if you've covered it already, but what do you think about the base release in a couple of hours? Am I wrong in thinking it won't have high impact, initial impact? Normies are way too uninformed. So I don't know what the announcement's actually going to be. If you could shed some insight on it. I know everyone's getting excited for it. I don't know that it's going to have an immediate price action on things, but I do think that it's going to have long-term impact because it's base. It's going to be something to do with Coinbase, I imagine. It'll open the doors, but nothing will flood through them. True. Our balls are full. There's no saving it now. Patrick's reading from the book of the universe right now. Not the price expectations, but timelines. But the rate cut dip is not the final dip. Last one will pump after. One last little pump after. I definitely could see it. I definitely could see another pump happening after it if we get the rate cut in September, right? If we get one in October, I think that might be the end of the bull market. But if we get it in September, I think we'll have a dip and one final push at the very end of the bull market because everyone expects a push in Q4, right? Everyone goes into it thinking we're going to get that push in Q4. So I think that we will end up getting a little bit of a push right before Q4, right? But if we get the rate cuts in September, I think that happens. If we get them in October, it might not happen. I don't know. We're just going to have to be reactive to it. That factors into my price evaluation as a top, not enough money left to keep it pumping. Steve is Canadian AI. Oh, hey, Steve. I love it. It's going to be fun, though, regardless. We're getting the perfect storm right now. Alt season is happening. It looks different than other alt seasons from different bull runs because it is. But at the end of the day, alt season is going crazy. We're seeing just people make tons of money left and right. And so it's kind of cool. Trump says he isn't planning on firing Powell, so we're all fine on the buy the rumor, sell the news. Bullish. We'll see. It's going to be a fascinating series of events. No one can ever predict entirely what Trump's going to do because tomorrow he might come out and just be like, you're fired. It's always something fascinating with this man. All right. Now, there was one more thing that was critical to talk about. Well, there was two more things I wanted to talk about. So I'll show you this one and then I'll show you the final thing before we talk about Bill for a few minutes. You guys can ask any questions you want. You guys can understand what's going on with Bill. But the thing I'm going to say after this one is critically important that you listen. Okay. So first up, we have somebody named Sean here posting a breakdown of the $250 billion biomedical research funding in the US that happens every year. It is largely decentralized. So we have 66% coming from the industry. We have 25% coming from federal government, 7% from academia, 1% from founders, and 1% from state governments. So here's a little graphic of it, of the biotech money that happens every year in the United States. It's growing pretty substantially. And I just wanted to give you guys this visual because with AI, we're going to see crazy biotech advancements. Nobody's ready for it. It's going to take longer than people expect, but nobody's ready for what's coming. So it's going to catch a lot of people off sides, without a doubt, in my mind. And we're going to see, like we already saw. Think about how crazy this is for a second, okay? I read an article like last week, and I think I already shared it with you guys, but they were successfully able to remove the additional chromosome from an embryo which had Down syndrome, aka that extra chromosome. They were successfully able to remove that from the DNA and continue on with development of that fetus, of that embryo. What the hell? Guys, that's right now. We just got the ball rolling on this stuff. That's right now. We already have artificial wombs. We already have cryopreservation making headway. We already have gene editing with CRISPR making headway. We have new types of vaccines coming out constantly. And I know you guys are probably scared of them, but don't be afraid of the mRNA technology. Be afraid of what governments can do with it. We have so many things that are advancing like crazy. It's like my mind is blown. My mind is blown, and we just got the ball rolling. It's about to be a lot crazier. And speaking of crazy things, did you guys know that the Annabelle doll was on tour, a haunted tour? Okay, first they took the Annabelle doll. The people, you guys know Annabelle, right? You guys have seen the scary movies with that doll. Yes, it's a real doll. Yes, it's real. It's been locked away in a sealed container for years, and the owners of it, the people who sealed it, said don't please don't touch this thing ever. It really is a demon sealed inside of it. And somebody was like, after the owners died, someone was like, hey, what if I take it on tour? Because it's funny. It's just haunted stuff. It's all fake. It doesn't actually, supernatural is not real. It doesn't exist. And so he was like, I'm going to take it on tour. So at the beginning of the year, he took it on tour. He took it to Louisiana, I think, right? To go do ghost tours down in Louisiana. And an old building that was for slave trade and stuff caught on fire, and people said that they saw people walking around in the burning building. And then like 5 prisoners were released from prison, or escaped from prison like that same weekend. And then they brought it to another city, and some more mishaps started happening. And then the person who brought it on tour just died. So I know this is super important news, guys. Just some crazy shit's going on around the world right now, all right? Literally, the dude just died, woke up dead. Well, didn't wake up. RIP that guy, but I don't know why you would toy with that. I don't understand why anyone in their right mind would ever go near that thing. So there was a kid who, like, reportedly knocked on the glass and said that it was stupid, that it didn't exist, that curses like that couldn't happen, and then he got in a near-fatal car accident on the way home. There was a priest who renounced it and said that this was not real, and the dude ended up dying. I just don't understand why, like, even if you don't believe in demons, I don't know why you would test fate like that. Voodoo doll. It's terrifying. So now they're taking away people's superpowers. I know, dude. The only problem with mRNA currently is it is 100% interacts at a genetic level. We know a little to be fucking our genetic timelines already. The next generation already has head dips. I know, that's terrifying. I thought I had a headphone head dip for a little while there. It's when you wear headphones for too long and you get that dip because the cranial part of your brain, of your scalp, is like actually kind of soft and malleable. And so like gamers actually have that dip in their head. It's crazy. I know you guys have seen it. I agree. It's scary timeline what's going on with mRNA. Like, we're going to edit something out that we didn't realize we needed because we don't understand the full picture yet. We understand enough to be dangerous, but we don't understand the full picture yet, and yet we're making changes. In part to learn, but also in part just to F ourselves up a little bit. It's in human nature that we will make tragic mistakes along the way of this journey. It is just what humans do. He had 2 car crashes and a plane crash within 3 months. That's crazy. Post Malone had been haunted ever since he opened the case. It's no joke. It's terrifying. It is so terrifying. And it's super real. Do you guys believe in ghosts, paranormal activity, entities, energies? I'll give you guys, like, by now, you guys probably understand that it's not a sake, like, I know we're going off a tangent right now, but it's okay. By now, you guys probably understand me enough to understand that the way I view it is not a matter of do I believe in ghosts and entities and energies. It's more just a matter of, like, they exist, they're there. Like, it's like saying, do you believe the earth is flat or round? It's like, the earth is round, bruh. Like, if you don't believe in it, you kind of are a flat earther to me. But with that being said, I understand why people might not believe in it. We are nothing more than collapsed vibrational energy, which has taken on a 3-dimensional, solid, rigid structure. That's all we are. We're collapsed frequencies, energies that have collapsed upon themselves, okay? Everything in this entire observable and non-observable universe is just energy, frequencies, okay? 90% of the energy and frequencies that exist, we do not have the ability to measure. Dark matter. It's a catch-all thing for anyone who doesn't want to explain a phenomenon that's happening in the world. I understand that. But that fact alone should tell you that there are things beyond our understanding, and that fucking thing is one of them. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on that topic. Now, back to our regularly scheduled production here. Ethereum is gonna ideally break out to 3,300 here today. And when it does, it will fulfill my short-term prophecy. It went to 3,286, so it was only 14 bucks away. It's gonna consolidate for a little bit and then continue the crazy bull run that it's been on. Creator Bid is having a really successful launch of their first curated agent, and they're continuing to make good progression. BitTensor is starting to rip with all the subnets starting to go with it. The market is breaking out, dominance is falling, and I'm coming very close to finishing the dashboard for Agent Bill. So you guys know how I've put together a reporting system for community health and community sentiment within Telegram groups for Pump Science and upcoming launches of their molecules, which, by the way, are scheduled to happen at the end of this month. Yes, the rest of the Pump Science launches are supposed to be happening at the end of this month. Bill is going to help facilitate those with community sentiment reports, and I will be done. It looks like I'll be done with the dashboard so that you guys can see the data with everyone, so that we can actually use the sentiment reports that Bill comes up with in order to make better decisions on where community is focused. So it should be good. It should be really good. We're piloting the program with Pump Science and these launches. Then after it goes well for a minute, we're going to go start making partnerships with other DeSci communities and get Bill entrenched in all the communities. And then we can start expanding Bill's capabilities with some of the MCP servers from the bio hackathon that happened. A lot of those MCP servers are research focused. And so Bill, ideally, I can set him up with the team so that he's using those servers to help facilitate some research and development in the world of biotech. But stage one is getting him entrenched in every single DeSci ecosystem. And if any of you guys are watching and listening and want to help me with Bill, I am super open to it. Tag me in the Telegram or the Discord and let's get some sort of conversation going, because it is a lot of work, and Dylan, Don, and I have been going ham. We've been going ham. But it's time to go even more ham. What's the next version of ham? Like, we have bologna and then we have ham. What's a fancier ham? Types of pig meat. The shoulder's good, right? I don't know, man. We're about to go top loin. We're about to upgrade from ham to top loin, all right? And so we need everyone's help. Can you talk about the leverage play on Pump Science? Yeah, of course. Of course. Let's favorite Rizzy here. We'll put this on the watch list. And then let's go over to the watch list and show you guys EGS, Art, and Gaussy, which are the three that I am now leverage 3x longs on. It's just fancy ham with spices and thick deliciousness. Delicacy. Okay, so EGS, Art, Gaussy, Riff, and Euro. These are the 5 Pump Science molecules that are live for trading right now. There are more coming at the end of the month, right? And so because of that, because of the launches that are happening within the Pump Science ecosystem, what I have done is go to pump.science and as soon as they finish loading, I have chosen, based off of these health points, to 3x long the molecules that are new, okay? So I did a 3x long on Art, I did a 3x long on EGCG, and a 3x long on Gaussy. So EGS, Gaussy, and Art. If you go look in on them, Art has the highest health points, which means I think it's gonna have the highest rate of return. You can come here and do a 3.4x leveraged long on Art, and you can slide the little slide bar so you can degen up as much as you want. So I just came in and I put like, I didn't do much. I think I did like 2 SOL on each of them. And so I did a 3x long on all of them. I did not do 3.4. I just did 3. Which means as long as it doesn't fall 33%, I'm good to make all of the gains that come out of doing this. So I went long on a little bit of leverage. So 300 bucks into $1,000. If I lose 300 bucks. If I win, I get 3 times the return that these offer. And sitting at a $250,000 market cap, I think these have a really good chance at 10 to 20xing really quickly. And so I'm in on it from a point where I think is really, really healthy. If I go to the daily chart, it's up a lot, yeah. I should have done it down here, but I didn't. I forgot that I wanted to do it until I saw it moving. So you guys can probably get in when I get liquidated, when it falls a little bit, and then do it if you want to do it, but I'm in right here. And I think it's going to be a fun ride. I think it's going to be a fun ride. You can do anything you want, guys. You can do anything you want. If you want to make money, you have to take the risk. And these I don't think are that risky. Obviously, introducing leverage guarantees that you increase risk pretty drastically, but ultimately, I don't think it's that risky of a play. So, I think it's going to be fun. These things move quick. You saw, like, yes, no error, YNE. Yes, no error, down 6% today, but it went crazy. It just skyrocketed. As soon as it broke out, it skyrocketed up 200%. That's yes, no error. You go look at drugs. Big Farm AI. That one's only a month old, so it's always confusing to me which one's the correct one. 7 months old, but it only has liquidity of 71 bucks. So I think they might have migrated something, but drugs has been going nuts. Drugs is tied, it's not really tied to the pump science ecosystem, but it was launched around the same time. It's up 125%. I think that keeps going. I think these things are getting back up to their appropriate market caps of a couple million. I think we'll see them all go several $1 million. So I'm hoping that it rides successfully. Again, with how good Ethereum has been doing, I think that it's a guaranteed. Solana, on the other hand, not doing as good, but right now, today, it's doing even better. Ethereum's up 4.7% on the day. Solana's up 5.3% on the day. Bitcoin only up 1.5%. Solana back up to $172. I want to see it go up above $200 per SOL, but it did just break. It did just break a resistance here. So the next resistance up around 190. So I think we'll get a pretty quick burst in Solana up to 190, and then we'll see the pump science launches go as we gain above 200. And then we have clear open skies until the Fed cuts rates. And if the cut in September, we have right here. But see how quickly we can move? It can be fun. Make no mistake, like, I know it was a very different setup, but back here during this period of time, Solana went from where it is right now, the same price, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, in 7 days, Solana went from the price it is right now up to $300. So when these things move, they move. And I know you guys know that. Sport is moving, let's go. DeSci close to $1, let's go again, W. DeSci has been one of my favorite coins to hold. Every time the market picks up, DeSci picks up so quickly. It's at 92 cents right now. Let's go to the daily chart to take a look at it because it has so much more room to go. I literally just posted the chart yesterday because it is one of my favorites to look at. I know it looks damaging from the fall that it had, but look at how strong that is. Look at how strong that is. Not many charts, especially in DeSci, look as good as DeSci. So DeSci, sitting at $3.3 million market cap, I think has a quick run to get up to $5 to $7. I think we'll be breaking all-time highs here in the next month or two on DeSci. So, beautiful. Might add some BitTensor just to ease future FOMO. I think it's a good idea, honestly. Go buy one BitTensor. You don't have to make it a crazy position, but if you are feeling FOMO, go put 50 bucks into something, depending on your portfolio size, right? It just helps remove that fear of FOMO. If you have some skin in the game, You don't have to full port. I'm not saying full port. I'm not saying even put in a big chunk of money into something. But if you're getting FOMO, put a couple dollars into it. Put $100, put $200, whatever it is to you that makes it noticeable in your portfolio. And let the ride happen or let the fall happen. If it falls, add some more. If it doesn't fall, enjoy that you're making a little bit of money. It's better than sitting on the sidelines and just like being angry. Hope DeSci can do HH over 105. Yes, me too. I think it will. I think this push here today or tomorrow, maybe not today, but I think tomorrow we might see DeSci pushing above $1. I just saw Nifty talk about it, which means they're probably starting to pay people again to talk about it. So I think we'll see some good press come out around DeSci. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe it be time for me to depart. This is fun, guys. I enjoy these moments with you. Your time is your most valuable asset. 1 tau in the bag, NFA, right? No, it is financial advice. It's just not personal financial advice. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing into. I appreciate you guys being here with me, and I will see you all in tomorrow's live stream. Same time, same place.